The Prestige oil tanker sank off the Galician coast, Spain, carrying 77,000 tons of fuel oil in 2002. The spill polluted thousands of kilometers of coastline and more than 1,000 beaches on the Spanish, French and Portuguese coast, causing one of the biggest environmental disasters in Europe's history. The Prestige was Greek-operated, officially registered in the Bahamas, but with a Liberian registered corporation listed as its owner. It was insured in Britain, and was registered as part of a Swiss fleet that has its headquarters in London, while the captain was Greek.
In 1963, the USS Thresher sank off deep water off Cape Cod. All 129 hands were lost. It was the first nuclear submarine to be lost, and remains the worst disaster ever endured by our submarine fleet. The sinking likely occurred as a result of critical equipment damaged by leaking seawater causing a reactor shutdown. The crew tried to surface by blowing out its ballast tanks, but the Thresher was too deep for the maneuver to work, and it sank below its crush depth. Of December 7, 1941, Japanese surprise attack on Pearl Harbor left more than 2,400 Americans dead. More than 1,770 of lost were crewmen of the USS Arizona, a battleship that sank while sitting at anchor in the harbor, ostensibly at peacetime. The Arizona has never been raised, as it still serves as the gravesite of most of those dead men. We have heard many recent tales of passengers stranded on stinking cruise ship with disabled engines, or about outbreaks of awful sicknesses raging among hundreds of passengers, or about attempted Suez liner raids by Somali pirates. If all that is not enough to deter you from taking a cruise, then forget not the disastrous grounding of the Costa Concordia. This wreck, precipitated by a truly moronic capern, took the lives of more than 30 passengers and created an environmental disaster, not to mention an eyesore on a massive scale. The deadliest sinking of the past 100 years is in fact quite likely the deadliest shipwreck of all time. More than 9,300 died when a Soviet submarine torpedoed the German ship Wilhelm Gustloff in January of 1945. And sadly, while the Soviets and Germans were very out at war at the time of the sinking, the Wilhelm Gustloff was not carrying soldiers or sailors, but was ferrying mainly war refugees, with about 4,000 of them being children.